Before we dive deep into the hidden psychological forces that make people irresistibly drawn to scarcity, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand why being less available can make you more magnetic, and how to use this knowledge to completely change the way others perceive you. If you've ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly attract attention while others fade into the background, this video will reveal the exact psychological mechanisms behind it. Scarcity isn't just about playing games or pretending to be busy. It's a fundamental principle of human desire, rooted deep in how our brains evaluate value, status, and opportunity. Once you understand it, you'll start noticing how your availability, or lack thereof, directly influences the way people react to you. Imagine walking into a room where everyone is vying for attention. Some people are loud, always available, constantly giving their time and energy. Others, however, are subtle, measured, selective, and seemingly just out of reach. Which one catches your eye more? The loudest person, or the one who seems just beyond your grasp? The answer isn't just preference, it's psychology. Humans are wired to value what's rare and difficult to obtain. Scarcity triggers our brains to assign greater worth to something simply because it isn't easily accessible. This principle applies in countless areas of life: dating, business, friendships, social dynamics, and even personal reputation. When something or someone is perceived as scarce, we automatically assume they are valuable. This is why limited time offers in marketing work so effectively, why high-demand influencers gain followers at astonishing rates, why people chase after someone who seems just a little untouchable. Scarcity is not manipulation, it's an innate psychological trigger. The power comes not from deceit, but from understanding how your presence or absence shapes perception. To fully grasp the impact of scarcity, we need to explore how the human brain interprets availability. Neuropsychologists call it the scarcity heuristic. Our minds are wired to assign higher value to things that are rare or difficult to acquire. This is not a conscious calculation. It's a gut reaction, often stronger than logic or reasoning. When you make yourself less available, you are not just being aloof. You are signaling that your time, attention, and energy have inherent value. People unconsciously notice this. They feel the pull of something rare, and that pull creates attraction, desire, and respect. Think about a friend who's always there for everyone. People may like them, but do they truly value them? Now contrast that with someone who responds selectively, who prioritizes their own time and occasionally steps back. Suddenly, their attention feels precious. Their presence feels impactful. This shift in perception is subtle but profound. It's the difference between being taken for granted and being deeply appreciated. Scarcity creates psychological tension. It makes people work a little harder for your attention, which in turn makes them invest more in you emotionally. But scarcity isn't just about being absent. It's about strategic unavailability. You don't want to ignore people completely, nor do you want to vanish in a way that makes them forget you exist. The goal is to create a balance, enough presence to be remembered, but enough distance to be desired. This requires self-awareness and timing. When done correctly, your absence magnifies your presence. People start anticipating your interactions, remembering your qualities, and feeling a stronger emotional connection when they do engage with you. Let's break down why this works so powerfully in relationships. Studies on human mating behavior reveal that scarcity enhances perceived attractiveness. Someone who is consistently available can sometimes lose allure, simply because availability implies lower social or personal cost. On the other hand, someone who is perceived as having options, who doesn't immediately cater to every request, is instantly more intriguing. Scarcity activates a form of psychological tension, where desire is heightened by the effort required to attain it. This tension is not only magnetic, it fosters emotional investment. Real-life examples are everywhere if you start observing. Consider high-profile celebrities or influencers. Their allure isn't just about looks or talent, it's about selective exposure. A famous actor doesn't reply to every fan message, doesn't appear at every event, and isn't always accessible. That very inaccessibility creates anticipation, longing, and desire. Ordinary people can harness the same principle in their own social circles. You don't need fame or wealth. You need to understand that being available all the time dilutes value, while measured absence amplifies it. Now you might be wondering, how do I implement this without seeming rude or manipulative? The key lies in authenticity. Scarcity works best when it's natural, stemming from genuine self-prioritization. Prioritize your goals, your health, your hobbies, your work. When you genuinely value your own time, scarcity becomes a byproduct of living a full, intentional life. People notice this energy, they feel it, and they respond to it. Scarcity is effective not because you withhold attention for gain, but because you demonstrate that your time and presence are inherently valuable. Another powerful aspect of scarcity is psychological contrast. If someone is always available, they blend into the background of life's constant noise. When you are occasionally unavailable, your presence becomes a highlight, a moment of focus. This contrast triggers dopamine release in the brain, the same chemical involved in reward and anticipation. People start feeling excitement and pleasure simply by interacting with you. You become a source of positive anticipation, not just routine presence. Scarcity also taps into social proof and perceived status. Humans are social animals. We judge value partly by what others value. If your time is sought after, people perceive that you must be important, interesting, or desirable. Being in demand amplifies your perceived social capital. And the more others value you, the more magnetism you naturally exude. This is why high-status individuals rarely need to over-explain themselves. They are in demand precisely because they are scarce in attention, energy, or availability. Let's explore practical ways to use scarcity in everyday life. Start small. For instance, in social communication, don't feel pressured to reply instantly to every message. Prioritize meaningful conversations over constant availability. In social gatherings, don't attend every event. Selectivity creates intrigue. In your professional life, value your time and set boundaries. Scarcity is less about avoidance and more about intentional presence. Each interaction becomes more impactful because it is not automatic or expected. Another powerful technique is creating a pattern of unpredictability. When people can't predict exactly when they'll hear from you or see you, their anticipation grows. This unpredictability doesn't mean being unreliable or dismissive. It means spacing out availability in a way that makes your presence feel special. Like a rare event, it becomes memorable. People start to look forward to interactions with you rather than taking them for granted. It's also important to understand the danger of overexposure. Too much availability breeds familiarity, which can lead to complacency. In social psychology, there's a principle called the mere exposure effect, which suggests that repeated exposure increases liking, but only up to a point. After that point, overexposure can diminish perceived value. Scarcity counteracts this by keeping interactions meaningful and fresh. By carefully managing how often and how intensely you engage, you maintain your allure. Scarcity is deeply tied to self-respect and boundaries. People are naturally drawn to those who respect themselves enough to guard their time and energy. When you honor your own limits, others subconsciously respect you more. This is not manipulation. It is simply living by the principle that your attention is valuable. The more you value yourself, the more others value you. And scarcity amplifies that effect. We can also see scarcity in the context of psychological tension and desire cycles. In relationships, it is common to see attraction fluctuate based on availability. When someone is too present, desire can plateau. When they pull back slightly, interest spikes. Scarcity naturally triggers this cycle. You are not forcing someone to feel a certain way. You are creating the conditions for a natural psychological response. By being aware of this dynamic, you can consciously manage presence to enhance attraction and influence. Importantly, scarcity should not be confused with coldness or unkindness. The goal is not to alienate people, but to create value through presence. Genuine warmth and connection, combined with measured availability, creates magnetic allure. People want what they cannot always have, but they also want it from someone who is genuine, trustworthy, and emotionally intelligent. Scarcity amplifies these qualities. It doesn't replace them. Scarcity also interacts with the psychology of contrast in personality traits. If you are consistently generous, kind, and attentive, but maintain scarcity in availability, you become a rare combination, approachable yet elusive. This duality is irresistibly attractive. Humans are drawn to contrasts, light and dark, warmth and distance, certainty and mystery. Scarcity enhances this contrast naturally. To summarize, scarcity works because it leverages innate human psychology. Scarcity increases perceived value. Scarcity creates psychological tension, anticipation, and emotional investment. Scarcity amplifies social proof and perceived status. Scarcity enhances contrast, making presence more memorable. Scarcity reinforces self-respect and healthy boundaries. Implementing scarcity effectively requires strategic self-awareness. It's not about playing games or creating artificial distance. It's about prioritizing yourself, managing your attention, and making your interactions meaningful. The more you respect your own time and energy, the more others will unconsciously value them. Scarcity is the invisible force that transforms mere presence into magnetic influence. By now, you should start seeing patterns in your own life where scarcity, or lack thereof, affects how people respond to you. Who do you gravitate toward? Who makes you feel a pull of desire or admiration? Chances are, the people you find most compelling are not the ones who are always available. They are the ones who appear at the right moments, whose presence carries weight because it is rare, intentional, and valuable. Finally, scarcity is a tool for empowerment, not control. It gives you the ability to shape perception without deceit. When you understand and embrace the power of being selectively available, you step into a position of influence in every social interaction. You command attention without needing to demand it. You create desire without needing to force it. You become magnetic simply by understanding a fundamental truth. Humans value what is rare, and rarity amplifies attraction in ways nothing else can. So start small. Guard your time. Prioritize meaningful interactions. Be present intentionally, not out of obligation. Watch how people respond differently when they realize your presence is precious, not automatic. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. And soon, you'll notice a profound shift. People will seek you out, your influence will grow, and your presence will be remembered. Scarcity is not just a tactic. It's a principle that shapes how humans perceive value, desire, and attraction. And now that you know it, you have the power to use it wisely.